really desperate for seeds, but I get so many of them, I give them away, so it's hard to justify spending $30 there and then get more of them somewhere else when I can go out and buy a jackfruit for $15 and there's 50 seeds in there. That's right. To everybody here eating a cherimoya?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. You know how many seeds are in a cherimoya?
Oh, yeah.
But if you look on the internet, they're selling them anywhere from $1 to $2 a piece, plus shipping.
Okay, that can be your business.
Yeah. It's all about genetics too, though. Sometimes you will pay to get those genetics and get that good variety.
Oh, and I have no problem with that. But when you're doing as much stuff as I do and giving it all away, if I was just getting, one seed and I wanted it for my own yard,
So this is the recycle old bottle methods.
Yes. If I was just doing one seed or 2 or 3 seeds and planting them in my own yard, I would care less what the seed costs.
Just FYI, this lady over here likes plants, so if you need to give any away.
Okay.
I need plants. We're doing a center, kind of like the Bancroft Center of Sustainability down in Mexico, but we're targeting most vulnerable communities.
Down in
the
Mexico?
orphans and
Are you
single
working with
moms.
Dave down at Bonita Creek?
No, not yet. I'm just kind of finding my way into the community. I've done permaculture in Hawaii, so this is like my first kind of getting out of San Diego, Mexico, trying to find the tribe to go down there and help the people out. We have a school. We're going to introduce permaculture to Baja and going to show the kids how to be self-sustainable in the orphanages and in the schools. So we have a class in horticulture. So we're going to start teaching them from the soil prep all the way up, and then so we're hoping to get some people, at least 6 people, 3. Even 3 is good, to help me and do the workshop for the kids because they're going to do a community garden in their school.
So Rena, how can we reach you since you're on Facebook Live right now? Tell us how to reach you. So maybe
I'm Rena Beltran. You can go into Rena Beltran on Facebook, or the organization right now. I have a page. It's Bailando con Delfines. If you can figure that one out in Spanish. It's also a Facebook page. But Rena, R-I-N-A, Beltran. Just message me or friend me, and if you're interested in coming down and teaching the kids, it's junior high to high school right now. The basics, basic permaculture on sustainability. We're just introducing permaculture to them, so it's sort of like we're trying to critically mass the Baja out. We're trying to get people just to know what it is, and hopefully they'll do their own research and realize that it's a lot better than trying to cross the border to make a buck.
Yeah.
Being sustainable is easy in Mexico. They've been doing it for years. They just need to be modernized on some of the new techniques. And they have options. Their options aren't just to find a way to make a dollar bill.
Cool. And I'm going to tag you.
You don't have to.
Video
There's
too.
a huge. Most schools are now teaching English, so it is good for them to get that practice in there. I can translate anything, so I'm looking for somebody to kind of take charge on the horticulture first, because that's what the soil prepping. And then they're also teaching cooking, organic cooking down there, gourmet cooking. So it's just kind of a second thing to learn how to do the garden, to be a sustainable garden for their herbs and whatever they're going to need for their cooking classes. That's the first school we have.
Nice. Okay, back to earlier.
Okay.
Back to the other start.
Now, who was doing you was.
Janice is
Okay.
going to be.
Take your vine. And let me.
So go over this way.
Here, take this. Let me get a.
Okay, let's follow you down there. You have to climb over the vine without falling, remember? And then to your left are right here. You can choose any of those guys here.
I was going to ask him if there is any particular criteria I should look for.
Just that it's big enough. So he was talking about you want to choose the woody part and not green, because if it's like, if it's like some like this, it's just too small yet.
Okay.
So what's the advantage of doing air layer on grape rather than cutting? You just have a longer plant to start with?
Yeah, pick up
Yes,
them.
you have a much longer to start with. And if you was to do that from a cutting, you would have just, you know, something 1.5 feet long, 3 buds, and it's going to take you 2 years
Right.
to get there.
Yeah, it's basically
And in 2 years, this here is going to, you know,
covers
be
the
like
whole
that.
thing.
so
Okay.
you're just way, way, way ahead of the game. Okay, got your vine picked.
And if you take it home and you want it to be organic, you don't have to use the hormone.
This is all on the outside.
Everybody has a right for their
Oh
choices.
yes, and I totally agree with you. That's what I say. You know, I was saying earlier to the, everybody that sometimes you just have to think about, you know, the organic.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Paying a premium for it when it's not necessary.
Well, like I said, we're sprinkling it on the outside of the package, so it's not like it's going to get inside there.
Okay, so yeah. So you clipped off, so I need a space big enough. for
Yeah, take a,
this.
you know,
And so I just. So you do I?
and that's all you need. And just go all the way
a little
around.
bit like that.
Scrape
So, do I get to the
scrape
green?
this way and then scrape that. No, you just want to get to where you get just a little bit of moisture, just so the stuff sticks to it. And if you get to the green, that's okay too. It doesn't really matter.
That's almost like a musical instrument, huh?
Yeah, you can sit out here and, you know,
Cool. She's so nice.
you can do that, and the other guy can sit with his
Exactly.
bottle. And,
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so that's.
okay,
Oops. Okay.
now your hormone.
So it's a powder hormone, but I have a little bit of moisture here, so it's going to stick a little bit.
Yes. And that's all you need. Don't take much.
Natural hormone would be honey or
Cinnamon.
right?
Cinnamon or willow bark. Yeah, you make kind of like a tea out of that.
Not everybody has willow bark, though. Honey and cinnamon.
Now this here is going to be in the way, so you want to snip that one off.
Okay.
And then that's your
Alright.
growing in, so you set that. You want to turn it around. And then stick that right in the middle of it.
So just work it.
Give you a hand there.
I just want to make sure that the whole
So the Gatorade bottles are pretty
Is-
tough.
covered.
Okay, there we go.
Now when you harvest it, do you just cut the bottle off?
You just clip it off right underneath it there. Now, so what you want to do, I'm not going to hand you the whole rope, I'm going to hand you pieces. The throat of the bottle, you want to put a piece of that there just to hold it together. Just wrap that around. Just kind of like putting an extra hand holding it there while you do the other things.
So extra hands are always helpful.
But then
Yes.
should I have, or you said you.
We're going to stuff that with some old scrap plastic.
Okay.
And would you hand me the duct tape, please?
So this one is not duct tape. What is that you are having, sir? Right here. Oh.
Oh, right here on the block.
So this is just wider than the one you have here?
Oh,
That's what I said too.
yes, and this isn't really sticky. This here is like what painters use. It doesn't stick to.
Oh, it's like masking tape.
Yeah, this is masking tape, but it's the stuff that painters use, so it doesn't stick to the wall and peel
okay.
off your paint or peel off your bark.
Right.
The same as the green and the blue,
Right.
just cheaper.
So I didn't put that on the bark though. Does that matter?
So it doesn't.
Just so the tape's not trying to stick to something that's going to come off. No, that will get that on the next. Right now you just want to hold it together, and then just take that from your bottom here up to the top. I'll help by holding that. Now this is what's holding it together, so you do want to make sure that you get in there and get that tape down as tight as you can. And this is why we use duct tape, because it's extra sticky.
Okay, so I didn't give it any air pockets, any space to do that with. Does that matter? Should I take it off? And...
No, just that ain't, you ain't going. You can cut that off maybe and put another piece on if it's not sticky.
Well, I can't go in the birds because it
Now,
doesn't space.
this here is real tight on the bottom because of that small hole I made. You just, that little piece of plastic, stuff that in there. And then little band-aids of masking tape around the edge of that there to hold it in. And just like that.
Now, do you find that sometimes because there's no air and you have some liquid in there, does it rot?
Good question.
The roots? No?
Moisture?
No, because there's not that much moisture in there, and the plant is immediately going to start sucking moisture out of it.
Right? Okay.
That's why you don't want it to be too
wet.
when you started. Yeah.
Also, you want your stuff to be real porous so it's fast draining. It doesn't sit there and hold it like just peat moss would just make a bunch of sludge on you. You know, at the bottom of my compost pile, that just turns to muck. And then we'd a couple little pieces down on the bottom just to seal that up. Now, when you're taking something with heat and burning a hole through it like I did, you get a much nicer hole than if you cut it and it's all jagged, and you know, it's much easier to seal it.
Or a drill bit?
A drill bit, if you get the right type of drill bit, and I'll show you what kind to use, a drill bit would work out well also.
You would want to have a vise to put the bottle in, so you don't hurt
A vise?
yourself. Well, something to hold the bottle other than your hand. Because I can see myself trying to go and the drill going. Yeah.
Use somebody else's hand.
I don't know if they would appreciate a hole
that's
in
good
their
enough.
hands so much either. You're just full of good tips, Patrick.
Well, sometimes when I get those thoughts going through my mind, I can think of different people who I like to have helping me. Like,
So be careful if you get invited to garden parties soon.
Yeah, stay in the
it can go either way, you know. It
From
could be,
all of us.
It's always he's in charge.
you know, it could be anywhere from, you know, it can run the gamut of anywhere from somebody from Miss America to somebody I used to work with, and I just couldn't stand that guy.
So
What
do
did
you
Miss
twist it
America
together?
do to you?
Do you like fold it together like this?
No, just take it,
I know, but you know.
wrap it, and then get this down. Hold on. You want to get the side in first, so when you wrap that over, you can twist it and twist it carefully, so otherwise you just tear it if you don't work it down.
Excellent.
Now we got to get a Sharpie and put your name on there.
Yay!
Good job.
Success!